And when we're looking at our consistently reviewing our vision for relationships, for me, it seems to really uncover a lot more than just the people that I'm talking to in business. Everything bleeds over. Everything falls into our friendships, our family members, our spouses, our kids, grandkids, if you have them, and other relationships that we may run into. I even started thinking about the relationship I have with my mail carrier. And the guy who comes, I mean, he's always at my house. he's I think he shows up more at my house more than anybody besides my wife and myself. He's like the most consistent person to come by my home, and I very rarely speak to him. Um, it made me think, it's like, is there something that there's something there? You know, the grocer, you consistently see your grocer on a regular basis if you go to the same grocery store. Um, these are interesting individuals that you can start practicing with on understanding how you want to build your relationships, specifically within your uh, your vision. And as we get into really building this week's model, looking at responses, how does it make you feel? We always got to get into the feelings, right? How does it make you feel knowing that your vision, based on the fact that you've already gone through your results, your reasons, and your roles, how does it make you feel to know that your vision is going to come to fruition? It will happen with this process. You will go through all of these this week, reading everything that you've read in the influence, in your influence model, and you'll understand that this is actually coming to pass. The things that you're talking about are no longer a wish or a want, they actually are happening. How does that make you feel? And I want to explore that a little bit. Think about it as I continue to do, kind of go into it for myself. Because as we being an influencer is a misguided term in media today for many reasons. And I mean, we look at influencers as people that are on social media. We look at influencers as people who are, selling on Instagram, or they may be some type of do have a marketing campaign with a company. But being an influencer is the heart of being a professional salesperson. And when you're influencing someone, I would even say your pastor or priest is a good influencer. A law enforcement officer can be an influencer. Um, what you're looking to gain as we learn through this process is how we want to communicate not only with the individual that we're talking to, but as I mentioned earlier, how we talk to ourselves and how we communicate our ideas in our mind to our subconscious to be able to gain all of the extra energies that we need and be able to be in alignment with our old patterns, creating new patterns. This is like a huge, complicated machine that we're working on, and we're using this model to be able to itemize everything into a process that actually goes into motion. And the more that we continue to do it, and the more that we continue to work on it, the easier it becomes and the more fluid it becomes. And we start to understand a lot more about how our actual subconscious works. Because if we don't do anything at all, our subconscious is still going to operate in this manner. It's going to create our vision, it's going to create our patterns, and it's going to make us move. Otherwise, we would just be sitting. We would just be sitting and not doing anything. So our subconscious is going to create all of the things that we're physically taking our conscious efforts to create with these models. So when I ask, you've gone through your vision, you've gone through the results, you've looked at the reasons why you're doing it, you've got purpose behind it all. You're actually looking at the roles that you play and the role models that you want to go follow to be able to fill in the blanks of the missing pieces that you may have to fill the gaps. And now we're looking at the actual responses. What is it that we're going to do? The action that we actually are going to do in order to make sure that everything that we said in the very beginning is going to take place. And we did this over a course of 7 weeks. It's a very significant thing. We did the 45 days. We saw how significant that was. uh whenever you do something for 28 days, I think it is 21 to 28 days or more, it becomes a part of you. It becomes a pattern that is already set as a part of your identity. So with all of that said, again, how does it make you feel thinking that all the things that you wrote in your vision are actually happening? They are working for you. They are going to, there's no if, it's happening.